Good morning, class, and welcome back to Hot School. Today's lesson is going to be Artanis. He's from the StarCraft universe, and to me, he is the epitome of a bruiser in this game. He has the strong abilities of doing some positional things, as well as he can do some serious work to some map objectives and non-player characters, especially on maps like Battlefield of Eternity. But with that being said, let's get right into it.
Our time has come.
Alrighty, looks like we're going to find ourselves on the Garden of Terror. The enemy team is going to have Lily, Sergeant Hammer, Tyrande, Nazeebo, and Orphea. The friendly team is going to have Artanis, Sonya, my bruiser buddy, Lily, Orphea, and Jaina. So this should be a pretty good match. One of the things that Artanis can do is, as we'll go over his abilities here in a moment, is his swaps. And that's going to be really useful for us for trying to get Sergeant Hammer into a out-of-position place. It's going to be probably one of the biggest things that is going to help us out in this match. Hey, somebody has a boost. I benefit. Okay, so Artanis, his first ability is called Blade Dash. Basically, he dashes in this direction and then comes back. While coming back, he does more damage. He does damage on the way there and then does damage on the way back. His W ability is Twin Blades, which basically makes his auto attacks instead of attacking once, they attack twice. Really simple, huh? Phase Prism, that is going to be our swap ability. So basically we swap spots with the person that we hit with it. One of the big differences with Artanis over time is his ability to, when he was first released, he didn't have the ability to use his swap ability while using his Q ability. Now you can do that, and it's pretty dang awesome. Because you can do some pretty gnarly swaps. At level 1, we took Amateur Opponent, which lets us do 150% damage to... that's bad. Which lets us do 150% damage to NPCs. So... What that means are not just NPCs, but non-hero targets. So that means that when we're attacking towers, we're doing 150% damage. When we're attacking walls, when we're attacking on this map, when the Garden Terrors appear, we'll get 150% XP there. We're gonna come top. Mid is obviously in a little bit of danger, but one of the most important things that you can do for your team, especially early on, is not fight in the middle hoping for a kill. It's actually gaining up some XP so that your team can be have an XP lead. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that wave. Then we're gonna come down, and they got the hammer kill. So now after all that, we not only get a little bit more XP from getting this lane of XP, we also got the tower kill. So.
A bold plan.
So Artanis' trait is called Shield Overload. So when he is underneath 75% health, you'll see it counting down here, whenever he takes damage, he gains a shield. Which can make him deceptively tanky in the end. Alright, so we got Hammer right there. We're going to swap Hammer over there into our towers. Make Hammer take a little bit of damage. Come on. Oh, come on, towers. Shoot faster.
There can be no doubt.
We're going to go ahead and take Shield Surge, so when we are at low amounts of health, we'll get back even more. Ooh, Hammer's not there.
They will meet justice.
Tyrande's going to out-sustain us, so we can't really go toe-to-toe with her, but we'll out-lane her. We need to go down to that objective, but I want to finish out this wave of XP. Okay, now we'll head that way. And you'll notice, even though there's not too much going on right now towards the beginning of the match, we're an entire level ahead of our opponents. And that is partially due to our focus on XP.
This burden is mine.
I don't care if you go unstoppable because I'm going to be over here. And we're just going to do what bruisers do. Get people to get out of the way.
This burden is mine.
Go ahead and attack her a couple times. Swap her back. Wish that we had teammates to help. And then run. Alright, so that we're going to head back to the top lane. Make sure that we're staying on top of this XP. Because we want to have the XP advantage.
Triumph through sacrifice.
Now Nazebo is obviously he's going to outlane us here.
Yet another seed. I trust you know.
But we can go ahead and do a little bit here. So one thing also, your basic attacks on your trait actually lower that cooldown by 4 seconds per basic attack. So when we do our twin blades, that counts as 2 basic attacks. So what that does is that allows us to get a cooldown back of 8 seconds. And then here at level 7, we're going to take follow through, one of my favorite talents for him, which helps us do more damage after using a skill.
Our path is clear.
So using any of our basic attacks increases our next using any of our basic attacks, our basic skills increases our following basic attack damage.
They will meet justice.
Okay. Ah, damn. Yeah, that was bad. We flew too close to the sun. We need to be a little bit more patient. Swapping hammer is going to be a bad call because of the unstoppable currently, and we just need we need to wait until our damage is in a position to do more damage as the hammer is sitting there. So we're going to come back in here. Big things with Artanis that you want to always focus on, and he's one of the heroes I think that falls with this more than even others. It's just because you have a cooldown doesn't mean you should use it. A lot of playing Artanis and playing him well is about the timing of your skills.
We fight against the darkness.
Just because you can do a crazy swap doesn't mean that you should do a crazy swap.
It is destined.
Let's see, we can go ahead and do a lot of damage to this tower.
You would best be ready to gather another seed, heroes.
You favor
because we took that level 1 talent, and that's why I like Artanis, because he can do some things, especially like camping. He's not that terrible at it. Is he the best? No, but he could be a lot worse. He's at least not going to leave here needing help. And we can do things like the siege camps very well.
I suggest you do it now.
So we're just going to go ahead and grab that camp and kind of come down here. Once again, it's all about that XP gain.
They will meet justice. The future is ours.
And level 10, we're going to take Purifier Beam. And the reason for that is when Hammer gets into, goes into siege mode, we're going to have a huge, like, Independence Day looking laser come down on her. Oh, come on. That was crap. She was on this side of the wall, I swear to God. We still got the kill, so we traded. But overall, it was a loss for us because we were ahead in levels, so we lose XP that way. And so that's a kind of an interesting thing too with Artanis. So this main wall, as a
I cannot fail.
When
With honor, I lead.
oh God, where is it at? When we swap with somebody, we can swap over their wall. When we swap with somebody on our wall, they will collide with it. So it's one thing you got to really be careful of, as it will put you into a bad position as that. But that's the cool thing about Hot School, is I like showing you all the things you should do by showing you the things that you shouldn't sometimes. Nice jugs by Lily, gonna keep our Sonya alive here. We should really back out of this.
I hope their sacrifice was worth
Through sacrifice.
Now, the other ult of Artanis is called Suppression Pulse, and that is a really good ult if you're going against a lot of like auto attackers or anything that uses its basic attack to deal a lot of damage, as it's going to blind the targets for 4 seconds, which would be a solid pick against this hammer. But I'm more interested in killing this hammer in this case. But somebody like going against like somebody like the Butcher, it should be, it's almost 100% of the time you should take the Suppression Pulse, because you can essentially like negate his charge and his ability to do damage doing so. Great, steal that.
We have withstood this challenge.
And we're coming here.
My wounds are
Finish this thing. At level 13, we're going to take triple strike. So what's better than hitting twice? Hitting 3 times. And so once again, that's going to also benefit. That's going to benefit us on the damage side. So we're doing that. We're getting that that extra siege damage out of there. And then also, that once again makes our trait, our shields, come up more often as well, giving us a little bit more sustain. So simultaneously, while increasing our offensive abilities, it also increases our defensive abilities as well. So which is, you know, kind of a win-win when it comes to that. We're going to come up here and see what we can do. We're going to try to swap somebody into our team. Try to take out this Zeeb's ult. Because it's zoning everybody out.
Power of my ancestors flows through.
You favor me, friend. Together we are strong.
Stay on this Tyrande. Now we're going to switch over to this hammer.
Is mine.
Throw that on the hammer. So that hammer can't really post up anywhere. Get in on this Tyrande. Swap Lily back to our team. Get slowed by everything known to man. Alright, and we're just gonna back out of here. Nothing else we can do here. I'm gonna tell team that I'm gonna take this siege camp. Sonya's better at the bruiser camp than me, and I'm better at the siege camp, just because of the fact of our single target. However, if she's got a bunch of rage, then she would be a better. She's more damage on here, but we can do considerable damage, as you saw just now.
My wounds are mending. A bold plan.
That was awesome.
All right, so we got a lot of camps pushing. It's gonna help out. Keep lane pressure. Let's see if we can get level 16, as that is the next talent tier.
Do what must be done.
Fight against the darkness. There can be no doubt.
Oh, we gotta. I missed the swap.
Thank you.
I'm gonna avoid all those toads. We're gonna go ahead and toss that on there, helping us secure that kill. Probably would have had that kill anyway. Probably unnecessary, but one thing that I found in my experiences with playing Heroes of the Storm is always just to make sure that you are securing kills whenever you can, even if it is a little bit of an overkill.
Fight against the darkness. My wounds are
Because it's always, you know, it's always worse like the one that got away. All right, level 16. We're going to take gain attack speed, slow enemies. It's called Blades of a Templar. It increases our damage by 30%. And what's the slow amount? 20% for 1.5 seconds. So once again, we're doing some serious damage. Like for instance, hitting with our triple strike right there on that It did about 1,500 damage, give or take some. So that's a considerable amount when you get to the point where you are attempting to take siege targets. Like we're gonna push down this fort here in a second. Okay. Once our minions get in here, which they're here.
Vanquish. Commence
We're
purification.
gonna throw our purifier beam. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and take out your tower here, and we're gonna go ahead and get out all that. Get rid of your ult.
You favor me.
And that's what I love about Artanis. His ability to get rid of stuff like that. That Zeeb's ult, being able to drop that thing quickly is super helpful, and being able to do that damage to the fort. We're gonna come down here once again, get another wave of XP. The team doesn't need us to grab that seed. They're finishing that up right now, so we want to be as impactful as we possibly can on the map, which is going to be making sure that once again we're getting XP where possible. Get some couple regen globes.
My terrors shall crush your enemies.
See if we can get any good swaps.
This burden is mine.
Okay, she already used her unstoppable. Ah, missed it.
The future
But we can drop this
My
keep
wounds
super
are
quick.
mending.
So we're not even really focusing too much on the team fight that's happening here, because we're gonna go ahead and take that keep down.
Keep it
We
up!
fight against the darkness. With honor, I lead. My wounds are mending. Spear of a doom. Fire now. This burden is mine.
Okay, we're fighting under this heat. That's
My
bad news.
beautiful terrors have fallen.
Sonya's dead. Leave her. Let's go.
There will always be more.
All right, we're gonna come back. And we're gonna go ahead and take this. Let's let our Jaina know that she's about to die. A tower she can't be beat.
Entaro Tassadar.
Go ahead and take a siege camp. We can go
You
ahead
fought
and
well
take
this
this.
day, my warriors.
And just like that, we can drop one of those really quick. Our Orphea's gonna come in here and do her thing. Orphea's not the best at taking camp, so having us nearby is very helpful for her.
A bold plan.
She can do a lot of damage initially, but her cooldowns are pretty long to get more out there.
Vanquish.
After her chomp, after her slow then chomp combo, assuming she took the extra 25% damage at level 1, which our Orphea did.
I see.
She's kind of limited. Her cooldowns are kind of long, so. Okay, so while they're finishing up that, we're gonna come down here. We're gonna take this siege camp. Just keep an eye on our mini map.
A seed has been planted. It will sprout before you know it.
We're gonna go ahead and drop that on Hammer, because we're not over there, but we wanted to help out as much as we can. Hammer's gonna have to retreat and change positions. We're gonna go ahead and finish this off, then we're gonna go get the team.
You fought well this day, my
So
warriors.
looks like Hammer definitely ate with met with a poor fate there. Sonya.
There can be no doubt.
There's my precious seed.
All right, now we got a bunch of camps pushing. Gonna go ahead and miss that swap because we're a pro gamer. But we're gonna go ahead. Don't even care that Tyranda's hitting us right now because we are focused on taking down that keep. Level 20, we're gonna increase the charge distance. I like this just because then I can turn.
Justice.
It's bad. I like the increased charge distance so I can chase or can I get people that are running. Oh man, Orphea just ate all the toads. But it's okay. I mean, overall, we got to keep out of there. We got lane pressure going on top. Should probably maybe drop another tower. Maybe not. But overall, we're having an okay match. We've died 3 times, but also, you know, you want to look at XP that we're getting for our team by doing kind of the things that we've been doing, and that's you know, helped us get to level 20 prior. So And so here we're gonna try to get this seed here. We've been pretty dominant on these seeds, and that really comes out a little bit to team comp. We've got two bruisers, so Sonya plus Artanis is pretty nasty with the Jaina to follow up with some damage there.
There can be no doubt.
We're gonna come in here. Those blinds from Lily are super good against Hammer too. Come on, Hammer, post up. Once we see Hammer post up, that's when we're gonna drop our Purifier Beam. Drop Purifier Beam on Hammer now. Go ahead and kill Hammer.
This burden is mine.
That's an example of waiting till the right time to use your cooldowns.
With honor, I lead.
Go ahead and kill that Lily. Let's just go to the core.
Every good killing spree must
Let's
end.
just win this game.
They will meet justice.
Go ahead and swap the Tyrande into her team. Kill her. Kill this keep. Let's win the game.
Well done.
Vanquish.
And as you see there, we're doing a ton of single target damage with our basic attack. That's over 2,000 damage every time we use triple strike. And that's Artanis. I love him because of his ability to do swaps, although I didn't really execute as many there as I would have liked to have. But he is definitely, like I said, in my opinion, the epitome of a bruiser. He can get in your face, and people are trying to run, he can swap with them, and he's just really good at really applying some pressure. Where he kind of falls off is he's kind of similar to some other heroes that are a bit divey, in that he has the ability to get to pull an enemy, an enemy player out of position and make for this really good, opportunity to engage on that character. However, simultaneously putting himself in a bad spot. So it can be really difficult to execute those swaps effectively. So going over what talents we chose again, level 1 we chose Amateur Opponent, which allowed us to do more damage to our non-hero targets, and that's what allowed us to take down towers, forts, keeps, Zeeb's ult, basically everything that wasn't a hero. Level 4 we took Shield Surge, which increased the amount of shielding that we got while we were below 25% health. That didn't really honestly come into too much play on this particular map, as when we did get that low, we kind of got bursted down fairly quickly. So we may have had a better our talent may have been better used elsewhere. Level 7, Follow Through, which was our next basic attack within 6 seconds after using ability, dealt 40% additional damage, and that's where a huge power spike came from us. And also, so what you can do is use your Q ability. You're dashing into somebody. Right after you connect with them, you swap with them. So what happens is you get the damage of doing your Q ability, your basic attack, for stopping a Q ability. You swap them, which allows your follow through damage to increase that 40% damage again. Then you use your triple strike, and with all of that combined, it is a huge burst of damage. Level 10 we took Purifier Beam, mostly so that we could have to uproot Hammer. As the main problem that Hammer has is, if Hammer is allowed to be stationary for long periods of time, Hammer is very dangerous. And the blinding, although good against Hammer, it doesn't stop Hammer from sitting there. A Hammer can sit there for 4 seconds while our team kind of protects her. Whereas Purifier Beam makes Hammer have to move. And that was our biggest focus on that. Level 13, we chose Triple Strike because, you know what, like I said, what's better than attacking 2 times? 3 times. Level 16, we chose Blades of a Templar, increased our attack speed by 30% and basic attack slow by 20%. That helped us secure a couple kills, like when Lily was running at one point, helped offset her trait of running quickly. Level 20, we took increased Twin Blade charge distance. I am not typically overly impressed with all of Artanis's level 20 talents. So if you did go blind, chances are you're using against like a butcher or, you know, another strong auto attack hero, maybe a Rainer. So having an additional use of the blind would be very useful. I do like the target purified, where the purifier beam moves 15% faster, and then it automatically recasts on another hero. If a hero's killed while it's going on them, and that is pretty strong too. But I tend to find that I get more value when I personally play Artanis by doing the charge distance, because it helps me stick to them. And then with our level, what is it, 13 or 16, gaining slowing the enemies, that keeps us against like up with them, and allows us to, once we've covered that distance and we're point blank, we can keep them slow. And then the other option is having your shield active. You deal damage to nearby enemies. That's okay, but ideally, I mean, chances are if you're getting hit, a lot of times your shield isn't lasting all that much unless you went more of a shield build, and that would be a completely different story if your team really needed a tank for whatever reason. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys all next time.